Hi everybody, this one's going to be quick. Here are some of the answers to the questions that we got on our Instagram status last week. Okay, so question 1. What was your experience looking for a home like after leaving your relative in Canada? Now for me, I was just fresh out of school and just walking into a new job. So my hunt was for somewhere to rent. I was looking for something affordable, something, it was just me, so I just needed space for just me. And somewhere relatively close to where I was gonna work, of course. I had a week and a half to do my search, moving and everything before I started my new job. And so within that week and a half, I looked at several websites. So there is Kijiji, there is viewit.ca, there is I'm drawing blanks right now. But once you just Google places to rent in the city, whatever city you're gonna live in, these places to rent in that, and then several sites will pop up. So I didn't have any challenges finding a place. Of course, I think there's a lot of places out there. There's a whole bunch of places. It's just a matter of what are you willing to pay and how long do you want your commute to be. So I didn't have any struggle there. I found somewhere relatively easy and was able to move in very quickly and such. Another question we got was, do you need to use an immigration consultant? And what point in the process did I use an immigration consultant? So here's what Citizenship and Immigration Canada says, right? And there's a website, it's cic.gc.ca. Do I need a representative to help me apply? Now the government of Canada treats everyone equally, whether they use a representative or not. All the forms and information that you need to apply for an electronic travel authorization, visa, and or to immigrate to Canada are available for free on this website, cic.gc.ca. If you follow the instructions in the application guide, you can complete the application form and submit it on your own. If you decide to use an immigration representative, be careful of whom you ask for advice. So that is what CIC says with regards to, do you need to use a representative? Now in my experience and what I did, I think that's what the question asked me, in what part of the process did I use an immigration consultant? I used an immigration consultant at the very beginning just to find out where I stood with regards to wanting to come to Canada, because at the time I had absolutely no information on how feasible it was, and so it was more of a feasibility study to say, hello, I'd like to consult with you with regards to what my options are. Throughout the rest of my immigration processes, I've used an immigration lawyer to review my completed application and my paperwork, just to make sure that I have all my ducks in a row, just as a second set of eyes, because I think when you're filling out your application, you look at it so many times, you know the information that is supposed to be there, and so when you're reviewing it yourself, you see what you know is supposed to be there, but it may not necessarily be what is there. I have reviewed a friend of mine's application before. I'm not advertising myself as a reviewer of documents. I'm not licensed to do so. I was just doing a favor for a friend. And you know, he had that he was a citizen of Japan, but he's Jamaican. And of course, in his mind, he knows what he put, and so he saw that there, and they were like, hey, but that's not right? So I used an immigration lawyer to review my documents, and I used an immigration lawyer for my sponsorship application for my spouse, because that process to me was a little bit more demanding than I had capacity to execute on my own, and such. I've used that. Otherwise, I've asked an immigration lawyer to review my documents for me, and I think that it is always useful to consult with or get advice from somebody who is familiar with the process and familiar with all the recent changes with the processes, because I think the CIC updates things on a regular basis, and you might be out of touch with that. So do you need one? As per CIC, you don't. Is it recommended? Probably, just so that you get it right the first time, right? There's this saying that there's never a time to do it right, but there's always time to do it again, and doing it again will cost money. So, you know, use your discretion and make sure that whatever you're submitting, you're 100% comfortable with, because any form of misinformation or any unchecked box could result in your application being returned or rejected. Another question: is the grass greener or is it just snow? When I touched down from in at the airport, it was all snow. But these last days, with global warming and such, it is actually not snowing currently in Canada. It is just below freezing. So, Alexa, what's the temperature like?
Right now, it's -7 degrees. Tonight, expect a low of -9 degrees.
Alexa, is it going to snow tomorrow?
No snow is expected tomorrow.
No snow, and it's below freezing. Of course, once it gets to minus ridiculous, it doesn't snow. It just doesn't, and it hasn't been snowing, so it's been a weird winter. Not complaining. Nope. Okay, I'll answer that question for real now. Is the grass greener or is it just snow? And I think it's really just other grass. It all depends on what your goals are, what you want in life at that point in time that makes it either necessary or relevant to go somewhere else where there's some other grass that's not necessarily greener, but just based on where you are in life, the opportunities and such, and then things change and you go back to some other grass, or you go, you know, you hop, skip and jump from grass to grass. But I think that, you know, the world is just like a blank slate, a blank canvas, and we're all given the 3 primary colors. And some people have fuchsia, some people have gray, some people have turquoise, some people have all 3. And we just do with it what we may. And yes, there are greater earning potentials in North America or in some other country, but there are trade-offs, right? On the other side, not with your family. So it really just depends on what you're trying to achieve in that given time, and if being away from home is what gets you there, then it gets you there. So not greener grass necessarily. Is it just snow? There's no snow right now, but yeah, it's different yet exactly the same. Hey, 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 till further notice, I'm in between.